I'm Cookie Miller, and this is Worth the Wait. Join me every week as I explore profound weight loss solutions beyond just diet and exercise, because a lifestyle change starts with changing your mind. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Worth the Wait. I'm your host, Cookie Miller, and today we are talking about the best diets and lifestyles for weight loss. So we're going to discuss 3 common diets and lifestyles that people choose when aiming to lose weight. So we're going to talk about the Ketogenic Diet, Intermittent Fasting, Veganism and Vegetarianism, and then we'll wrap it up with which one is better. So let's get into it. First things first, let's get clear on these different diets and lifestyles, starting with keto. So by now you've heard of it. It's everywhere. Keto is an extremely low carb, high fat diet. And the idea is that you swap out calories from your carbohydrate sources like potatoes, rice, and you replace those with fatty foods like red meat and cheese. So the body then goes into a state of ketosis and becomes efficient at burning fat, as there are no longer carb sources for your body to pull energy from. So with this one, it's important to note that the diet was actually initially created for specific rare medical conditions, and it really was not intended for the general public. Unlike keto, fasting has been around forever. And of course, many people fast for religious reasons, but we've seen that intermittent fasting has become very common amongst those who want to lose weight. So intermittent fasting has many different splits or time variations that can be used to practice this type of fasting. There's the 12-12, the 16-8, even 23-1, meaning 12 hours fasted, 12-hour eating window, 16 hours fasted, 8-hour eating window, and the more extreme OMAD, 1 meal a day, which is 23 hours fasted and 1-hour eating window. The general idea is that if you have less time to eat, you will eat less, thus losing weight. Now, veganism and vegetarianism are not diets, but rather lifestyles. And those who practice veganism do not consume any meat, seafood, or animal products at all. On the other hand, vegetarians consume some animal products such as eggs and cheese. So there are varying levels to this lifestyle. For example, some who partake in these lifestyles do so for religious reasons. Others do it to stop animal cruelty. It just really depends. There is, however, a new wave of vegans and vegetarians who specifically made the lifestyle change for the purpose of losing weight. So the general idea there is that cutting consumption of animal products will create a healthier diet overall, resulting in weight loss. So now that you understand the different types of diets, which one is best? Well, in my experience as a coach and someone who's lost a significant amount of weight and tried all of these methods and many more, I say that none of them are the best for weight loss, and I'll tell you why. When people try these diets, I've found that they tend to fail for a couple reasons. One, it could be that there's a lack of education surrounding nutrition, but I think the more common reason is that the diet industry has really taught people to value calories over nutrients. I'm going to give you a few examples of what I mean, and I'm going to use the diets that we have already discussed. So with keto, for example, a few years ago, I had a client who was set on doing keto, and I was really able to kind of steer her away from that within the program, and she did see some success. But after she finished her time with me, she decided to go on and do keto on her own to lose the rest of her weight. So a couple years later, she came back to me, and to my surprise, she needed to actually have a stent placed in her heart after trying the diet. Now, aside from that very extreme case, I have a few more instances of clients leaving, going on keto, or people who have come to me that were on keto and they end up having high cholesterol. So is the keto diet itself to blame for this? I say not completely. When people hear low carb and high fat, they think anything goes. Instead of going for healthy sources of fats like avocados, raw nuts, and seeds, they tend to use the diet as an excuse to go hard on a ton of red meat and excessive amounts of cheese and processed oils. So on top of that, companies have now begun to make processed food items that are created to fit the macronutrient profile of those who are doing the popular diet. And of course, we know processed foods lack micronutrients or vitamins and minerals that you need to be healthy. So eating this way will inevitably lead to issues. I find that this same exact issue exists with vegans and vegetarians. So many are set on not eating animal products, and instead they opt for over-processed replacement meats that are not much better than what they're trying to avoid. There are many unhealthy vegetarians and vegans that are called junk food vegans. These are people who tend to eat a lot of like cheese pizza and meat substitutes and not actually eat many vegetables at all. So again, the issue exists in the lack of nutrients, not just calories. You can go vegan and still be very unhealthy if you are not eating the right foods. Now, with intermittent fasting, things are a bit different. Most of the people who fail at intermittent fasting have struggled with binge eating. I've said it for years to those that have a history of disordered eating, specifically should steer clear of intermittent fasting. Think about it. You stop eating for an extended period of time, leaving a very short window to eat. And in that window, you are supposed to eat your total daily caloric intake in a very, very small amount of time during your day. So those who have struggled with binge eating tend to go for the foods that they're used to binging on. So not eating for such a long period of time for those people only perpetuates the issue of binging. They are literally being set up to fail. They're being set up to binge by doing that. So eating those types of foods, of course, in excess defeats the purpose of fasting for weight loss to begin with. So either you'll end up losing some weight but causing yourself major health issues, or you won't lose weight at all and still will worsen your health. I have nothing against these diets or lifestyles. Like I said, I have tried them all, and they can work for some people with the right amount of education and preparedness. But I challenge you, before you start a new diet or overhauling your lifestyle because you think it's going to produce weight loss, consider starting with eating more whole, unprocessed, real foods. It's very simple yet overlooked because, going vegan or doing keto tends to sound more attractive. And if you find that you have shiny object syndrome where you're going from next big thing to next big thing, ask yourself this. Do you want something that just sounds good, or something you can do for life that will actually benefit your overall health? Thank you guys so much for listening to this week's episode of Worth the Wait. Remember, if this episode or any of our episodes have helped you, please consider leaving us a 5-star review. You can also take a screenshot and tag us on IG. We're at Worth the Wait Podcast, and we will be sure to repost. I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.